Do I get a pet? Is the crab going to be my pet?
It could be
If
your
you
lunch.
ask nicely, maybe.
It could be your lunch, depending on how you want to look at that.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
not going
whoa,
to
whoa,
eat
whoa,
any of the
whoa.
players.
Whoa.
That's
You're
Moko's
an
job to
owlbear.
try
You
to do.
technically could. Well, you're an owlbear. You technically could, or you can eat other things. There's Raka.
Yo, what up, bitches?
Hey, man.
All right. So it looks like we have everybody here. So we're live already, right?
Yep, I'm just going to turn the screen
Okay.
on to it.
All right. So do all you guys have your creature stuff in front of you? I know I already asked Kane and Moko and stuff, but Raka, do you have yours?
I didn't really know how to build the creature.
You don't build the creature. It's just literally you're taking it from the 5e book page for your stats.
We are the creatures.
Yep.
Oh, hold on.
The only thing I was giving you the ability to get 3 spells out of cantrips and first levels. Because you were a little squishy. Also, by the way, just as a heads up I think it only applies to Raka and Kane. I think both of your creatures are under 20 HP. Kick them up to 20 as a minimum, just for the sake of this.
Alrighty, screen has got the D&D stuff on. We are good to go.
Okay, and Raka, Fantasy Grounds is up, by the way, for rolling purposes. So once you guys have your stuff together, just let me know, and then I will explain how everything is going to work for this.
Dude, this is the pure system channel. None of us have our shit together.
This is
true.
why I asked the question.
Yeah,
How do we change
yeah.
the-
How do you change the color of
The deck.
Bro,
Oh,
I have
right?
2 HP.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said kick it up to 20. You have 20 HP. You are a very old, very wise, and very fat raccoon.
Yes, I am. You come into my forest.
Fireball. Fireball.
I
Fireball.
can't tell if he's supposed to be Jewish or New York Italian with that.
No, he's supposed to be New York Italian. He's the Godfather.
I mean, who's to say the Godfather
Hey,
wasn't
cannoli.
Jewish?
Yeah, he gets where it came from.
Leave
That
the gun.
god-awful Dr. Dolittle 2 remake with Eddie Murphy. Don't say another word or I'm gonna bite you in the cannoli.
Oh, God. I mean, you're a raccoon. You're probably the only one out of this bunch that actually would know what a cannoli would taste like.
Trash panda, yeah.
Okay, so...
Speaking of which, one of my art friends fucking drew a OC today that was a buff raccoon.
Alright, we're ready to start, guys.
Purity, you're all set. Raka, you have your stuff all picked out already?
Hold on. I gotta pull up the 5e spell.
Okay, well you can just pick your spells and send them to me after you're done with them, but we can start at least the explanation process now to get you guys the setting. Because I think Moko and Kane are both all set as well. So basically how this works is Kane and Raka would know this very well. Cham blew up the Elven Life Tree, and because of that, unfortunately, the entire Elven Forest corrupted. Now, this is supposed to take place after the corruption has kind of spread out to the very edges of the forest, and all of the native creatures that were in the forest are being forced out. You 4 are playing 4 of those native forest creatures that are being forced into a new environment. Now, you don't really know each other, and you don't really know anything about each other. You're just kind of all in the same predicament, along with a lot of other random creatures that are just sort of roaming about. So, would you guys like to each introduce your characters?
I mean, isn't that just the plot of Shrek 1?
Plot of what?
Shrek 1.
Kind of, except they're not, well, they technically are fantasy creatures. I didn't actually think of that when I was playing that. I just thought it was funny because
Lord Farquaad claimed imminent domain and just forced everybody into the swamp.
Yeah, except it's a similar effect, different circumstances. This is basically because dark magic spread through the forest and corrupted all living things.
I didn't think of a damn name. Shit.
You are Owlbear the Owlbear.
That'll work.
Okay, and you also have a pink bow. Um,
I need to get a little pink bow for this picture.
all right,
Hold
so
on.
that's Purity. Raka, your character.
His name, I think I said it somewhere. Hold on, I gotta find it.
I believe you did say it in the chat. It was, I think, the last time we were planning on doing this. Scrolling up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, Giuseppe Calamari.
Giuseppe Calamari, and expand on whatever you wish.
He's Giuseppe Calamari, godfather of the 100 Acres. Kiss the raccoon's knuckle and be accepted into my family.
You know it's good
Oh,
when you got the
God.
DM laughing.
I love The Godfather. All right, so yep, you have the raccoon. Moko,
Ish.
what is your character? Who
I'm
is
not
your
entirely,
daddy and what does he do?
I am not entirely sure if I should say my full name, so I'll just go with Ray for now.
Yep, that's probably a safe idea.
I am Ray the Mimic.
Yes. And what base form are you going with your mimic for at the moment? You can be a chest or really anything you choose right now.
Let's see. What are those? Oh, what are those? I was about to say lockbox. That's not the thing.
You mean a treasure chest?
There's something similar. I can't remember the name of it. I was about to say Civil War, but that's the T thing. Yes,
Safe?
for now, I'm just yeah. Let's just go with treasure chest for now. Treasure box.
Okay, so you are a bouncing treasure chest. And Kane, your character.
I didn't really think of a name either, so I'm gonna call him Krabby the Crab.
I was just about to say I just thought of a really dumb name and it's just Owlette.
That could also work. All right, you are a crab. You are specifically, though, you are a crab barbarian.
Swole as fuck crab.
Yes, no, you are a very jacked up crab.
I'll be like a gym bro crab. You need some protein, bro.
You can do
Big
that.
weight, big gains.
That actually fits very well.
But he's a crab, so he always skips leg day.
Oh yeah, no, all six leg days.
You
So
say
here-
that, but like, imagine him doing side steps that he'd like fucking just ruin it.
To the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. All right. But here's
doing the cha-cha sliding the dance off.
Yep, exactly. So for the chat in this, you can pretty much see it on the screen, but the way this is going to work, if you guys want to interact with the story a little bit, because there's a lot of other animals that are coming out of the woodwork, if you guys want to put forward bits, you can basically choose what tier you want. There's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. The higher the tier, the more dangerous or the more, I guess, effective the animal that you summon will be. I will roll a d10, and it will be one of those 10 animals that are listed. Once that's rolled, that animal will join the grove and will be friends with all of them, and I will give it a goofy, crappy name. But to go back to the players before we get to that, you guys are all leaving the forest kind of as a group. So
Can I just
Yep.
add one thing to you say like goofy crabby name? I tried out a game yesterday with like something like werewolves and vampires, and one of the first characters you meet is a werewolf. Guess the werewolf's name.
werewolf.
No, it was Steve. Steve the werewolf.
I mean, to be fair, I did that same joke with a tree ant, but yes.
Yeah, that's a perfect name for a werewolf. Living just Steve the intern.
Exactly. All right, so you guys have all left the forest. You're in a group, so you're kind of moving into this new area. So do you guys want to search around? Do you want to kind of interact with one another? You can decide what you want to do.
I'm gonna go searching.
Okay, so you're going to roll a search check for me, and the way that's going to work is you have your B screen up with you, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to roll a search check, and I'm going to say that is going to be just a straight D20 roll, because you guys don't really have skills as animals, or at least not
Well,
specific
mine
ones.
says I have perception +3.
Oh, you do have perception +2. You're right. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, if you want to roll perception, then you will get a +3 to the roll. You are correct. That is a 9.
I'm not a smart
Uh,
owl bear.
You see a bee. You see a beehive.
Yum.
So
I'm gonna go over to the beehive and inspect it while they're doing their thing.
Okay, you go over to the beehive. So what are you other 3 guys gonna do for the moment?
So you said we were in the forest clearing?
Yeah, you're coming out of thick jungle, and really Calgar, the area where you are, is more or less a lot of like forests and like open green fields, stuff like that.
I'm gonna go look for like some rocks to swallow.
Rocks to swallow. Okay, roll me a search check.
Not the rocks.
And
Or I
that
think it
was
would
those.
still. I think it would still technically be a perception check because this is 5. Yeah, I keep saying search because I'm thinking 3.5.
Yeah, well, I mean, I
But
have 11 passive perception, so add that to the roll, or just
No, passive perception is just what your perception is without you having to roll it.
another big one.
The only skill that you have a bonus to is stealth. You get a +5 to that, which basically means you're kind of like a rogue. But your passive perception just means like if anything is like relatively obvious, you will notice it immediately. Because 10 is kind of like average, and then the further you get beyond that is a bit above average.
I rolled a 15.
Okay, you rolled a 15. That is enough. So you find several roughly cantaloupe-sized rocks.
Are they shiny?
Are they shiny? No, they're kind of just like gruff stone, although you can probably salivate all over them and make them shiny.
I still want to swallow some of them.
Okay, I'm not going to make you roll anything for that. How many do you want to swallow? There's 5 there.
I want to take all 5.
All right, you eat all 5 of them. You are now much heavier, by the way. Your movement speed is going to go down by 5 feet.
Yes. For now, at least. Let's see. So, okay, my movement speed is 10 feet now.
Yes, because those are relatively heavy rocks. So yes, you swallow the rocks. So Raka and Kane, what are you guys going to do?
I'm also gonna do a search check.
Okay,
Look
I think
around.
it's perception in 5e, but yes, you can do that.
So you said passive perception is the bonus we get to it?
No, passive perception is just when they list that in 5e, all it really means is that without having to roll, that's what your perception is. Like at your normal relaxed state, your perception is whatever it lists there.
Oh, okay, okay.
So what is your passive perception?
9.
Okay, so it's a tiny bit below average. So yeah, roll me. So hang on a sec. What did you roll? Ooh.
I rolled
Oh,
eight.
Well, no,
Mike,
that's gonna. Yeah.
roll the D10 for the for tier 3.
Tier 3.
Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, no, tier 3, man. Right off
Okay.
the bat.
All right, we're gonna roll for a tier 3.
Do you want to do it after you do the introduction for everybody?
Actually, yeah, that's probably a good idea. I will do that after we do the introduction. So keep that in mind. Once we hit the actual grove area, then I will do that. So okay. So Kane, you were searching specifically for what?
Nothing for anything specifically. I'm just looking around to see what is in the area.
Because it's kind of a basic roll. You notice that there's a lot of trees. You're big, but you're not as big as like the owlbear or something like that. So you notice trees, bushes, fields filled with flowers and grass. But you're kind of longing for something with water, and you hear what sounds like flowing water. It's very far away, and you're not really sure precisely where it is. You can just kind of hear the general direction.
Money, 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 money.
Jesus. It's
All right,
only funnier because I finished Cosmic Shake and they have the mini crabbies that do that.
Yes.
Whitey Bob.
All right, Rocco, what are you doing?
He's searching for food.
All right, roll me a search check.
Better not look at the crab for food.
Ooh.
I'll share the honey with you if you come
And
over
what
here
do
and
you
find
get?
me.
What do you get as a bonus for that? Well, actually, nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
All right, so you don't notice anything, although you do notice the owlbear staring up into a tree.
Oh wait, no, it's perception for searching, isn't it?
It would be that. Yes, for this. So do you
All
get
right,
a
then
bonus for that?
Yeah, it's +5.
Okay, that's a 9. Okay, so you notice that the owlbear is staring at a beehive that's up in the tree.
Giuseppe looks at that beehive himself and launches a fireball.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna take that. All right, and I think it's a dex roll to hit with that. So roll me a dex roll for attack. Actually, no, that's intelligence. That would be a spell. So how much is that for a plus for you?
For intelligence, that's a minus.
Since you're a raccoon, I'll allow you to use your dex instead, unless your wisdom is a plus.
Wisdom is. We'll go with Dex because that's higher. +3.
It's fine. All right, so +3, so that's 14.
Yeah.
That is enough to hit. So you throw a fireball out of your little raccoon hand, and Purity, you watch as the fireball hits the bee's nest and immediately lights it on fire. The bees then immediately evacuate, and you can hear their little insect screams as they burn to death.
Oh, Lord. You have to roll 2 dice, by the way, 2 tier 3.
2 tier 3s. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, the beehive is down. I'm going to roll very quickly to see if the beehive lights the tree on fire.
All I care about is did it land on the ground so I
Okay.
can stomp it out and eat it. Or chew it, I
Okay,
guess.
the higher it was going to roll, the more likely it was to catch on fire. So that's a 6. So the beehive falls from the tree and hits the ground and sort of just burns out there. And it doesn't light the tree on fire, thankfully. So as that happens, I'm going to say these other creatures are going to kind of come around. Now you said it was 2 of the tier 3s.
Yeah, they're going right off the bat at trying to get us.
Okay, so hang on a second. Let me look. Okay, I have my list of tier 3s. If you can see them on the screen, you should be able to see them on the screen as well. The broken one is the Nat 20. I will give that. That's basically a predator dog that has more health than any of these guys combined. So if there is a Nat 20 rolled, they get to use that thing to kill people, or whatever you choose to murder.
I can't see shit.
You can't
I'll put
see
it in the
what.
general chat for you guys to see. Hold on.
Yeah. And then if we do roll that, I'll find an image. You can find an image for it. Okay, that's a 9. That's still pretty good. So the 9, it's a griffin. So a griffin shows up. That's the first one, and the second one is going to be another D10. That is going to be an 8. Okay, you got close both times, so maybe another one. And the 8 is a giant scorpion. So you have a griffin and a giant scorpion that are going to show up. I will name them in a minute, and I will introduce them.
Okay, here's the question, though. Are we going... If, theoretically, we get a roll that has 2 of the same number, like, say, 2 tier 9, 3, are we going to, like, roll it again, or are we going to allow more than one of the same
I
number?
will give whoever put the donation money forward the option. If they would like another of the same type of creature, they can have it. If they do not, they can choose to roll again.
Okay.
All right.
I want the griffin to be called Peter.
No.
I'm sorry. I have to give him that. I really do.
Damn
Because
it.
then I can just voice him like Peter Griffin and I don't have to do anything. All right, so
Remember the time?
hang on a second. We're going to move on. So, Rocky, you lit the beehive on fire and it fell down in front of Purity. So, unfortunately, that also destroyed most of what was inside of it. So, you have like burnt honeycomb if you want to eat it.
I'm just
I'm
going
a
to kind of poke
raccoon.
it with my claw and look
Yeah,
at the
raccoons
raccoon.
don't eat anything besides trash, so it's perfect.
Exactly. I'm a raccoon. Of course I'm gonna still eat it.
I'm going to see if I can salvage any of it and just kind of poke what little I can salvage and eat and just kind of push
roll
it toward the raccoon.
Roll dexterity to see if you can pick anything out that you find particularly appetizing.
Let me see what if I have any dex. +1.
That is high enough as it is, but yes, if you had a +1, that's a 16. So you pick through and you do find one of the center honeycomb is still intact. You're able to get it out with your claw and eat it. Raka, you then proceed to eat the remaining burnt chunks because you're a disgusting trash rat and you eat anything that's in front of you as long as it's moderately edible.
And I pick up the rest and scurry away with my
Pick up
new
the rest
sweet
and scurry
lips.
away. All right, so as you scurry away, you notice that there are 2 other creatures that emerge from
We had another tier 3.
Oh, for the love of God, okay.
Then
well,
we're
let me
going to do a
let-
small cooldown, guys.
yeah, let me do the first two, and then we'll get to that one when we get to the a little bit later, because we need to dig into this a little bit more. So Rocky, you run into two creatures that come out. One is a griffin, and the other one appears to be a giant scorpion. I will give Moko this one. The griffin is named Peter, unless the person who donated from the chat does not agree with that.
And if they don't, then they're banned from the channel, banned from the live stream, and they aren't getting a refund.
There's a refund. All right, so that, and then for
Nope,
the other
they like
one?
it.
Okay, so we have a griffin who is named Peter, and we have a giant scorpion who is named Nutmeg. So Nutmeg and Peter come out of the woods. So they kind of look at you.
Those are. I just sent you the 3 spells that he has.
Oh, okay, cool. Yep. Nope. Thank you. The second one is just hilarious, and the first one makes total sense. I'm glad you at least took Firebolt for the last one. All right, so those two creatures come out and they greet you. So there's Peter the Griffin and Nutmeg the Scorpion. So the Scorpion kind of looks at you. You're from the forest as well.
Don't touch another piece of my honeycomb, or I'm gonna bite you in the claws.
You can have a piece of mine. It's not completely destroyed.
Anchor. He grabs a little bit and eats it with his weird, like, scorpion sideways
I don't
mouth.
have any honeycomb, but I have something sweet you could eat.
That's disgusting.
The Griffin looks over at you and says, After that, Kane, do you want to relay your message about water, or are you just gonna, like, parade yourself off into the woods?
Yeah, I guess I'll relay it. Water.
All right.
Water. And then I'm gonna start like moving back and forth and pinching my claws.
Okay. Are you guys gonna go towards the water, or are you going to stick around where you are?
I guess we can go. I'm gonna go towards the water and wonder what the hell is freaking out over there.
Okay. So you're gonna go there. Kane's gonna go there. Raka, the other two new creatures, the Scorpion, Nutmeg, and Peter the Griffin, are gonna go there as well. So Raka and Moko, are you guys also gonna follow?
You said what? My wife was yelling about something.
No. I said so they're going towards that water source that Kane just mentioned to you. So are you gonna follow them to the water, or are you gonna roam around in the woods some more?
Of course, I've got something. I need to dip my honey in something.
Okay. Yeah, so you're going to the water too, and Moko, I'm assuming you're hopping your little mimic ass down behind.
I'm gonna chunk down to the water, and I'm gonna use my 5 stones to try and skip across.
You can
Just
ride on
don't-
my
Okay.
back if it makes it easier, Mimic.
No, I think I'm a bit too heavy for you to carry me, though.
I'm a damn owlbear.
I don't think you are, technically. Because I'm pretty sure mimics, they don't weigh that much.
I mean, yeah, I do have the adhesive, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, she could also just drag you behind her. Um,
I'm trying to
but
be nice.
If you want to, yes, you can use your natural adhesiveness to cling to, like, her leg or something, or to climb up on her back if she can lift you. I'll have her roll a strength check.
Yeah, but I just like the idea of like this like quote unquote fellowship walking through, and they just follow on with the small chunks of dunk, dunk.
Okay, if you want to do that, that's fine. You'll get there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna hop along behind the group. But you will get there eventually.
Yes.
So you guys all
Yeah,
travel.
I get there. I want to try and skip 3 stones and see.
Okay,
whether-
I will do the introduction to the lagoon, and then I will allow you to do that. So all of you guys travel, and you come across this big lagoon that kind of empties out from a waterfall, and it's crystal clear water. It looks very nice. It's just the right temperature. There's a bunch of rocks and areas for sunning and different things around, and it's pretty isolated for the most part. It's kind of cut off by a lot of trees and woods on all sides, so you sort of have a little bit of privacy with it. We're just going to call it for now the Grove. And So now that you guys are there, Moko, you said you wanted to skip the rocks across the water.
I wanna get like do an investigation, see if it like goes anywhere, like up and or down.
The river or the lagoon?
The lagoon or the river.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. So if you want to roll a perception check, you can figure that out.
14 plus.
Okay.
Uh,
I don't
that-
think you have any additions to perception as a mimic. You only have a stealth bonus. So
yeah, so I was
14 is
thinking
enough.
Dex. Yeah, I was thinking dexterity, but that's
Yeah.
a different thing. Yeah.
But 14 is enough to give you a good amount of information. So you can tell that the waterfall is coming off of a rather tall cliff that kind of stretches back. But then it kind of goes, back down and back up again or whatever. But that's really not that interesting. But the thing is that the water does appear to be going underneath. So there's some kind of a cavern or something below the lagoon that's causing the water to flow from there to someplace else.
I was about to ask, are we above it or like are we above or below the waterfall?
You're at the base of the waterfall.
Okay. So I had an idea of something I wanted to try, but that doesn't make sense now.
Okay. All right.
I was
So
gonna use the stones to like trying to create a dam and then just like try to see if I could flood whatever was underneath the waterfall. But
yeah,
I'm-
no, it's just gonna sink into a hole eventually.
but I'm gonna take and try and skip 3 of the stones I have in me.
Okay.
The
So I'm
ward
gonna have you
have a
roll.
thing to like try to alert the other guys.
Okay,
that,
so you're gonna skip. All right, so you're gonna skip 3 stones across the water. So that's gonna be 3 Constitution rolls
That's
because you're basically vomiting them up at high speed.
yeah, but is that a 20 or a 12 or a 10?
It's a D20 plus your Constitution bonus, which for you as a mimic is +2. All right, or well.
-1, so that would be a 14.
Okay, so you need to roll 2 more.
Okay, so they just gotta change.
You need to roll 1 for each stone. So it's yep.
15. There you
Oh,
go.
no, nope, that's a 17. +2 is a 19. So
Yeah,
now the
first
last
one
one.
is 14 because I missed.
Yep.
It. And that's an 8.
For some reason, when your dice hits the thing, it lags a little.
Sometimes it does. It depends. Sometimes the connection between players might not be great, but my connection is pretty good, so I can usually see those easily.
I mean,
all right, so
there's
the
a
first
storm
and the,
going on about, so maybe that's
so the first and the second one you very easily skip across the water, and they go for a couple of skips before they eventually hit the sort of cliffside wall area behind the waterfall and just kind of roll back down. The third one, however, you kind of have a little bit of indigestion on, and you kind of just like vomit that one up a little bit, and it just goes plop. All right, so you've done that. So, did anybody else want to do anything? Anybody want to go swimming? I know
look
Rocky
around
said
at
you
all
wanted
the
to
others
your...
here, and I'm gonna go. I guess we're all together in this one. You all want to stay together, in case any of those humans or things come around.
I ain't scared of no humans.
You
Every
don't
time
know,
I get stuck in a trash can, they always put the pallet down just for
But
me
we
to
know
get
what
out.
hunters and stuff are, don't we?
Sort of. You're from the forest, so you're familiar with humanoid things because you're familiar, I guess, with elves.
I would say we should at least be familiar with like elves and adventurers.
Yeah, for the most part, that's basically
and travelers.
For the most part, yeah, except for Raka, because Raka's the only one that's really been out of the forest to go forage for garbage.
Then I'll just say those hairless 2-legged things. You're just being technical now.
I know. Okay, so the Griffin and the Scorpion both agree because they're kind of like, well, I mean, this is kind of the best place they're going to have. Speaking of which, I also need to roll another D10 for the other one, which is going to show up now. That is a 7. You're getting everything but the full 10. So, but we haven't gotten this one yet. So 7 is a regular bear.
Wait, brother.
So a regular grizzly bear kind of comes out. It looks like he has a salmon in his mouth.
I was about to go looking for a fish.
He may have already been there for a little while, and he was just kind of off eating when he heard people show up. But it's a bear, and his name is going to be
Yogi.
Beverly. Beverly, yeah.
Oh dear God! All right, you know what? Fuck it. Her name is Beverly. It amuses me.
They said
all
the
right.
chat wants Barry.
Barry, you want Barry the Bear? Okay, so it's going to be Barry the Bear because the chat ultimately has finality on that. So
And we're gonna paint it blue so it could be blueberry.
God
We're
damn
gonna
it, I
mute
hate it.
Moko in a few minutes.
Your dad jokes. Okay. All right, so
Oh
you
yeah,
guys
Purity
are
hasn't
at the
actually heard my dad jokes.
All right, so Raka, you said you wanted to dip the honey in the lagoon.
Yeah.
Okay, you dip the honey in the honeycomb in the lagoon. It
I'm also
softens it
gonna-
up a little bit, and it cleans off a little bit of the burn that was kind of on it, like a little bit of that char from the fireball.
I want to also try to fish to catch everyone some fish.
Okay, Kane, what are you gonna do? Because you're a crab. This is your natural environment, and you can breathe underwater. Kane,
I'm sorry, what?
You want to help
I
me
said-
fish?
I said. Okay, the Kane. Remember, this is your natural environment of the lagoon, so you can breathe underwater. You can be under there as long as you want.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go into the water.
All right, so you're gonna try and catch some fish under there as well as Purity. So I'll do a couple rolls for them. So Purity, I want you to roll a dexterity check for the owlbear to see if you are fast enough to get some fish, because there are fish in the water. And
Right.
same thing for Kane. I want you to roll a dexterity check.
Dexterity, hokey dokey.
I have a +1, but that's not gonna matter.
Actually, Kane, sorry. I think as a giant crab, I think I can have you roll a grapple check instead because of your claw.
We can't use strength. I'm better in strength.
Well, you're not really like lifting
Yeah.
anything. You're not doing anything that
I know.
involves.
My
strength,
throw
so-
sucked anyway.
So
Uh,
if I use my claw, would I get any bonuses to that?
That is a question.
I
Oh, sorry.
just
It's just an auto grapple on attack. So no. So you can use Dex if you would, because you get a +2 to that.
Okay.
I realized I could be a massive
Shit.
dick right now.
Oh, good. We both have shitty rolls.
What are
today.
you gonna
Well, it
swallow?
looks like we're
Kane?
both going hungry.
I had some.
No,
I had
no,
some honeycomb. I'm good.
I was just thinking like one of the I could put one of the potions I have in me in the river and it would just make everybody sick.
What potion do you have that would make everyone sick?
I
What
don't
is it?
want to. Don't want to say it out loud, so I'll just type it to you.
I'm gonna
This is
try
mimic
again, so I'm
dealing
just gonna
with chemical
quietly roll a
warfare.
second time.
Oh, I don't think you have enough to
7.
poison the
Shit.
whole thing.
That's
but I
slightly
think
better.
if you,
Yeah.
you don't have enough to poison the whole thing. But I think if you dumped it in like near somebody, it would probably work.
If you try
Yeah,
and poison me, I'm gonna
that-
go all
that's-
crap.
No,
no,
it's not.
That's
No,
why I'm saying I could be a massive dick and do that, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna save it. But
You
Hey,
may get-
raccoon, use
don't-
your
don't get me
flames to
wrong.
help us.
Don't get me wrong. You may get the chance to. Why would a fireball help with something that's underwater?
Because it's that or lightning, and lightning would be very bad since we're in the water.
Well, it's a good thing because he doesn't have a lightning attack.
I mean, at
Um,
least we're gonna have steamed fish.
He could definitely cook them. Yeah,
Yeah.
We don't
Um,
need to cook them. We're animals.
that is also true.
These are
Um,
facts.
Although the raccoon probably wants it cooked because he's used to that. All right.
Trash panda.
The
Yep.
raccoon is not picky. He likes
This is-
food in all shapes and sizes and flavors.
How's
Okay.
your sister?
All right. So, Kane, you rolled a 9. Purity, you rolled a 6. So neither one of you got anything for that round. And Purity, you rolled a nat 1 the first time, so that definitely didn't work. So you guys don't catch any fish. You just kind of like Kane, you're just like snipping at them, but you're not like actually catching them. And Purity, you're just sort of like splashing around in the water. You're actually scaring the fish away more than you're actually catching them.
Mm.
And the bear is just going to mow down on his salmon because he's hungry.
I'm gonna come out of the water defeated.
You come out of the water defeated. Okay, so as you guys are just sort of fucking around at the grove, you hear another sort of rustling in the brush, and after a few minutes, you see a herd of Goralians have entered the grove. And
It's like a Relian.
so what a Goralian is it's basically a 4-armed giant gorilla.
I'm sorry,
so
where
like
the
your
fuck
mum.
did that come from?
I will show you an image of a Goralian.
Oh, thank you. I was gonna have to look for one.
Okay, Matt,
will-
Mike face reveal coming up.
No. That is what a Goralian
Holy
looks
shit,
like.
that's actually something from D&D.
Yes, it is. That is what a Goralian looks like. It is a 4-armed ape. Basically, it's about 1.5 times the size of a normal gorilla, and it has 2 extra arms. They usually run in herds. There's about 10 of them there, and one of the biggest one, and the one that looks like he's kind of the most grizzled, he comes up to the front, and he's sort of like, he bangs his chest a couple of times and looks at you. Who's the strongest? Who owns this?
Giuseppe's gonna walk to the front.
You do that. His attention is on you, so he sort of like, he goes down on his knuckles and he just sort of kind of like looks at you. What does Ratman want from me?
Nothing. You guys are vegans.
What?
All you eat is lettuce.
We eat everything.
I'm gonna walk
Oh.
over and kind of push him behind. Just ignore the raccoon.
Hey, we could have a kumbaya. We could have a nice buffet. They eat everything. I eat everything too. Name's Giuseppe Calamari, and he's gonna hold his knuckle out to the gorilla.
Yeah, all right, so you're gonna so you're asking the Goralian to kiss your knuckles, like kissing the ring.
No, more like a handshake, but it's gonna come off as kissing the knuckle because he's a raccoon.
Fair enough.
And
all right.
can I, hunch up and offer it a potion as a peace offering for it to eat and or drink?
I am going to allow you to do that, but it's also going to be a charisma roll because you're trying to convince him of something.
I'm just going to sit back and watch the chaos.
Okay, so that's
And your
a
charisma
one.
is a -1.
Yeah, that is still a D20 I'm rolling, right?
It's a D20, and it's going to be -1 to whatever you roll.
And then how do we put that to say -1 though?
You can just roll it and then just -1 manually.
Okay. And here's where I get a
I
natural.
think I'll go up to the grizzly
Nope.
bear and ask for some of his.
That is an 8.
That would be an 8, yeah. So you come up and you extend your tongue, and it has a potion bottle on the end of it, and the Goralian can definitely tell that you're offering it to him for some reason, but he doesn't appear to be very interested, and he sort of waves you off pretty bluntly. And then he looks back at Raka. We Goralian do not talk, we conquer. Show me your strongest fighter, unless you, little one, want to die first.
I cast fireball on his balls.
All right. Okay. Hang on a
Ew.
quick second, because I need to get
I was
the...
afraid you were gonna send my ass over. I'm trying to go get some more of that fish from the grizzly.
Okay. I'm just gonna Okay, so now I know what that is. All right, so that's gonna be a point blank attack, and it's directed at his balls. So I'm not gonna make you roll to hit. I'm just gonna have you roll damage, and since it's targeted, it's also going to be. Well, actually, sorry. Hang on a second. I'm gonna make you roll because it's going to be a dex roll again, but it's because not only is it a targeted attack on his groin, but it's also technically an attack of opportunity because he doesn't see it coming, especially not from a raccoon. So that's going to multiply the damage by 2. So I want you to roll a dexterity attack roll to see if you can hit him in the groin. I'm not going to have you take a -2 for the aim penalty because you're close enough.
All right, what's his attack bonus?
I don't know if if it actually has one.
Oh no, they change it to the where it's whatever you're doing is what has the plus. It has
Right.
that bonus, so it's just a +3. Hold on.
Oh, 19. Direct hit. Roll for damage. It is going to multiply by 2 and then by 2 again. All right, so and there's no additions to that. There's just a straight D12.
Oh, it's a D12. Whoops, wrong dice. My bad.
I was gonna say I thought it was a different one earlier.
Yeah, it's a D10.
Okay, so that's 7. So that's going to be 7 times 2, which is 14, times 2 again, which is 28. So you just do a raccoon Kamehameha right to his nutsack, and it immediately emblazons his groin with fire. He begins freaking out and patting down his junk with all 4 of his hands as he starts running around screaming. He then
Should
goes
take
and
extra
jumps.
damage to his balls because of the way he's hitting them.
I'll do 2d4.
Just say it. He's got 4 arms that he's hitting his nuts with them.
That's an additional 6 damage. So in total, he has taken 34 damage from this blow to his groin. But he is able to eventually jump into the lagoon to put out the fire. However, he is very seriously burned, and all the other Goralians kind of look for a second and then look back at you, and they start backing away very slowly.
Yeah, that's right. Retreat. You see what I did to your boy? Even if he won the fight, he ain't having no kids no more. His gene pool is done.
I'm going to roll a d20 to see how a majority of them react to this. Okay, so I'm going to say 6 of the Goralians are going to say, fuck this, I'm out, and they're going to leave. The other 3, plus the one in the water, are still going to stick around. So the other 3 are ready to begin combat.
Oh man, I was just enjoying some fish with the grizzly. God.
Keep in mind, you can use your other friendly animals in battle as well.
If you ask us to help, we'll help, raccoon. Mostly because
Where the other
I can't remember your name.
Where's my what does the Godfather call his constituents or whatever? Where are my constituents? Where are my employees?
Where the white women at?
I should have a band of raccoons.
I mean, if people want to put towards level 1s, I think that's actually an option in there unless I change
Guys, donate and you guys can get some raccoon armies going. We can just add them.
Or
That is
cat
true.
girls or some shit.
All right, so that means if you guys are... So, who's going to be involved in combat? Raka's kind of already sealed his own fate in terms of that. Purity, I'm assuming you're going to be involved, and the remaining 3 animals.
Yep.
Moko and Kane, are you guys also going to join
We got
in?
donation. We got 300 bits, so let's say 3 raccoons.
If they want to do it that way, that's fine. We'll do 3 additional raccoons. I will get to that after this.
I'm gonna hide in the water temporarily and wait for my moment to strike.
Well, to be fair, also the injured one is in the water. I can give you
I don't know if
an
you want to go in
opportunity.
there. Oh, we got another donation for another raccoon. 2 raccoons, 2 more.
All right, what I'm going to say for right now, if this is a raccoon thing, for the chat, unless you are specifically don't want a raccoon, you need to list that.
We
So
have
if you don't
one
want a
more for
raccoon-
buff raccoon.
All right,
They
so
are
if you want...
specifically saying raccoon.
Okay, so just please specify that. Purity, keep track of it for now. Once it's over, let me know what the numbers are. So what's going to happen now is Raka, you guys are going to all have to
GM you
roll.
really quick, Mike.
Okay, so what's going to happen, Kane, because you're in the water and you technically haven't entered... Kane, because you're in the water, because you technically haven't entered combat yet, I'm going to give you an attack of opportunity on the one that's floating. Because the one that was on fire jumped in the water to put out the fire.
Okay.
Also, he was specifically burned on his balls. I don't know if that's going to...
I feel like he's
his
not going to be
balls.
walking right.
Strike where the iron's hot.
Exactly.
I want to shoot the 2 stones I have in me at each of the other 2 apes to try and hit them in the head.
Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm going to do his thing first, then we'll go to you.
1, 2.
Don't be a smartass. All
Why,
right,
you
so
were
Kane,
earlier.
all right, so Kane.
Hey,
So I'm going to give you an attack of opportunity on that because he doesn't know you're in the water.
Beautiful.
So you can decide what you want to do. Like I said, you have your claw attack, which I believe I upgraded a little bit for you because of the barbarian skills, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't have that open. Second. I want to make sure I have all of your animal sheets open. So I
And
can
by the way,
refer
after
to-
mine, you'll want to check your DMs because you're gonna like what somebody wrote.
Yeah, no, I saw that. Okay, so hang on a second. All right, so yeah, Kane. So you have your claws. All right, yeah. So I think that's it. That's all you have for weaponry, basically, is the claws.
Yeah, I'm just a crab.
All right, so yeah, you can roll for that. It should be on your sheet,
Yep. Mm.
Oh wow,
and
I
you'll
get
get
to
a
do
plus
2
2 because
I
it's
get
an attack of
multi-attack.
opportunity. You do because you're an owl bear. Yes.
Arr.
The regular bear also gets 2 attacks.
Yeah.
That's gonna hit. That's gonna hit
Woo!
hard. And are you aiming at anything specific?
Oh yeah, I'm going for his bird balls.
Okay, so you're gonna finish off whatever's left of his smoldering groin.
Mhm.
So that means again, because that's an attack of opportunity, and because you're aiming it, that is going to be ×2, and then ×2 again for the damage. So roll your damage.
Ooh.
I upgraded your damage, if I remember correctly, for your claw attack.
Yeah. So that would be 16.
Is there pluses to that? I thought there was.
Oh yeah, you're right. It's a +1, so that would be 5. So
No, it's +1 on the monster sheet, but I gave you a different number, I thought.
did you? I didn't see that at all.
Let me scroll back up. Yes, I did. It says your claw attack stats have changed a little. It is now a +5 to hit instead of a +3, and the damage is 1d6 +5 instead of 1d6 +1.
Oh, okay, okay.
So that's a +5, not a +1. And the other thing is, again, your hit to hit is instead of a +3 is a +5 for that attack. So please keep track of those. It's a little bit further up when you chose giant crab on your sheet, just in case you need reference.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see it now.
All right, so I'm gonna say because it's ×2, I think, for that already. So that means you rolled 4 plus, so that is a. I don't think the +5 is +2. +5 is just straight. So that's going to be 9, but that's going to multiply by 2 to 18, and that's going to multiply by 2 again to 36.
Oh, this guy's dick is dead.
Yeah, so Kane, you rip off what's remaining of his genitalia, and then you burrow into his body and proceed to cover yourself in gore and blood as you cut out what remains of his insides and brutally kill him.
Money, 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 money.
I'm going to take him off the screen because he is very thoroughly dead.
All right, so by the way, as this happens, the other 3 Goralians that are still up top notice that where their glorious leader once was floating with his groin smoldering from fire is now just a pool of blood as the corpse floats below the surface, and they're just kind of like, what the fuck was that? Moko, you said you wanted to use your last 2 stones and hit the first 2 and the 2 of the other ones in the face?
Yep.
All right, you're gonna roll because I think I had you roll Constitution for that before, so that's gonna be a straight Constitution roll. So it's a D20 plus your Constitution modifier, which is a 0. Or sorry, no, not a 0.
No, it's a
Your
+2.
it's +2. Yep. And you're gonna roll 2 of those.
Ooh.
Okay.
So it's 17 and an 8.
Okay, the 17 is gonna hit. So I'm gonna say for damage that one of those is gonna do, I'm gonna say it's gonna do 2d6 plus 3 because it's a fairly heavy rock, and you're also hitting him in the face. That's gonna crit because you're also hitting him in the face. So whatever you roll for damage on that is going to be multiplied by 2 after. So it's 2d6 plus 3. Roll 1 more d6 for me. Okay, I'm going to minus the 3 off of that because it's supposed to be 2d6 plus 3. So that should be a 3 and a 1, which is a 4, plus 3 is a 7, multiplied by 2 is a 14.
Ooh.
So you did 14 damage. So the first rock goes right into his Goralian face and knocks out a few of his front teeth as it falls to the ground. He's bleeding pretty bad from his mouth. The second one you miss, it whizzes by his head and innocently falls into the sand near the lagoon. Now that has happened, though, I'm going to roll for the 3 remaining Goralia to see if that was enough to freak them out into fucking off, because the other 6 said
If it
screw it.
doesn't, then I'm just gonna walk toward them intimidatingly.
No, that is a 5. So the one that got hit in the mouth, he's out. The one that almost got hit in the head, he's out. So there's a single one remaining. Purity, if you want to roll an intimidation check, which is your charisma, against him, I will allow it. Your charisma is a -2 as an owlbear. That is a 7. He is
Damn it,
not
I'm just
intimidated.
not a scary little owl bear with
He
my
is
bow
not
on.
intimidated by you.
Is it the bow?
Kane, I'm going to give you an intimidation roll.
Do I get any bonuses?
I'm going to say because you're a barbarian, you can use your strength as opposed to your charisma, and I believe I modified your strength to a 20.
Oh, fuck off. I couldn't use my strength.
He's a
Oh, yeah.
well, because you were trying to intimidate him by cawing or something along those lines. You didn't specifically say physically intimidating.
You have a giant owl bear walking toward him. Come, what the fuck is in our general chat?
A Goralian is also similar in size to an owlbear.
Okay.
This is just a representation of what Purity looked like when he was trying to intimidate.
Let's hear God. All right, so Kane, do you want to roll for intimidate? Okay, you already did.
Yeah, I already
it's
did.
a +5. All right, so I'm going to say Kane and Purity together. So Kane, you kind of come out of the water and you're dragging the corpse of what's left of the Goralian with your massive little claw. And Purity is trying to look as intimidating as possible with her owl bearness. What would that have been for you if it was with your strength?
My strength is +5.
Okay, so it would have been a 14. I'm going to go with that. So I think both of those together is enough to frighten off the last of the Goralian. So you have one corpse of one, and the other one's in Raka. You did not have to lift a finger, which is very pertinent to your character.
I did lift it. What? Hold, I lit the guy's nuts on fire.
Okay, sorry, you lifted 2 hands and blew his nuts off. But in terms of actual combat,
I win on cojones.
This
That's all
is-
I'm
I
saying.
mean, you basically just did finger guns, honestly. That's all you did.
kind of. But I mean, it's also effective. Okay, so you've driven off the herd of Goralians, and now I'm going to look at the raccoon count.
Raccoon count is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so there's 6 raccoons, and I will then the last one, then the one that you listed me here.
The last one is the 6th one.
Yeah. Okay. So, but I will incorporate that. So, Raka, after everything is all said and done, you see 6 raccoons hop out of the woods. 5 of them look to be fairly normal, regular raccoons. The 6th one, however, appears to have what looks like a paddle taped to his ass, and he appears to have put 2 sort of like animal teeth, like different animal teeth than him, in the front of his mouth to make it look like he has buck teeth for some reason. So the 6 raccoons in quotations, all come up to you. We saw what you did, oh master. Please, we will follow your every word as long as you burn more testicles.
Kiss the knuckle and be welcomed into the family.
All 5 of the normal raccoons kiss your knuckle and agree to be welcomed into your family of minions. The 6th one attempts to, but the fake teeth in his mouth are preventing him from getting his lips to the point of a kiss, but you get the idea.
I'll accept that. I now welcome you all to the family calamari. You with the teeth. You're my official capo. Now go find me some trash.
Really?
I don't like to repeat myself.
Yes, sir. All right, so he's gonna run off. So they're gonna. So are you gonna send the others off to go get more garbage as well?
No, those are my bodyguards.
Okay, you're the other 5 of your bodyguards. That's fine. All right. So, and by the way, they have the health of normal raccoons.
That's fair.
So so those are your 5 bodyguards. I don't know what you can name them since they're your 5, unless anybody from the chat had any preconceptions about that. Although I will say the one that has the fake buck teeth and the paddle duct taped to his butt, he is his name is Bucky because he thinks he's a beaver.
I'm gonna drag the gorillian's body out of the water to eat it because fuck you people, it's food.
Kane already dragged it out of the water.
Oh, he
You
did.
can eat it as it is.
Okay.
All right, so you eat that. Kane, you can any carnivores can also eat chunks out of that if they wish.
Hey, raccoon, could you cook this?
I sure can.
Thank you.
But he's gonna pull out the intestines and say, "Why would you wanna? It's delicious as it is."
Crispy skin.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and firebolt the gorilla's body, but I'm gonna take the intestines and stuff first, because I'm a raccoon. And
All you.
Okay, I'm not gonna make you roll for that. So you remove the insides of the Goralian, and then you proceed to firebolt it with a fire spell that proceeds to cook it. For the most part, so Purity, you have your crispity, crunchity outside with your soft, gooey inside.
Yummy.
So you guys mow down on the corpse. So you guys have successfully basically cleared the grove. So now you kind of own this place along with your other random creatures that have sort of shown up. You're sort of making a settlement out of it, essentially. But Kane, I want you to roll perception because you're still kind of near the water. Is that the 13 there?
Yep.
Do you get any pluses to perception or no?
I don't really have any pluses per se. Are we going to use any of?
Sorry, no, yeah, your only one is for stealth. It's not
Yeah.
for.
I've got
okay,
a plus in perception. Do you want me to roll?
You're busy eating at the moment.
Okay.
So Kane, I'm gonna say that is enough as a 13. So Kane, as you look over into the water for a second, you notice 2 little lumps pop up, and then after a second, a very fishy-like eye lens pulls back, and you see 2 big yellow eyes staring back at you.
What the fuck?
After a moment, the 2 eyes then further emerge from the lagoon, and you see that it's actually a giant toad. Hello.
Oh, hello there.
My name is Gobbler. Who are you?
I don't really have a name. I'm just Crab.
Interesting. I live in this lagoon. I haven't seen visitors in a very long time, especially not visitors that look like all of you, except for the furry little rats over there. I've seen a lot of them in the past. They steal shit.
Oh yeah, the Don. Yeah.
it's called the 5-finger discount, and we obtained it fair and square.
I think based on your definition of that, you're wrong, but I'm going to let it slide. I am Gobbler. I have lived in this land for centuries. Well, not really centuries. Frog centuries, but more like 10 years.
That's
Regardless, to the west lies the enchanted forest with large magical trees.
Any
the
frog
north?
bitches?
No, it is a forest. Frog bitches all lie in the swamps. Those are further north. And then, but before the swamps in the north, then you come to the caves, where the trolls Morg and Borg live. Don't go near them, though. They like to smack things with hammers. And then to the east are the hunter camps. Stay the fuck away from those. That's a bad idea.
Nah, they got delicious things like beef jerky and coffee.
If you want to go raid the camps, be my guest, but they are hunters.
What is beef jerky?
Alright, I will be right back.
Okay. Raka, if you want to explain beef jerky to her, you're welcome to. Your character does know what it is.
It's like a salty piece of leather that you just chew on for hours.
I want to try this beef jerky.
All right, let's go to the hunter's camp and find some troops.
Oh dear God! All right, so your five raccoons that are your bodyguards who really haven't left you just kind of stand at attention. The sixth one is still out searching for garbage. He will be back in a few hours, probably.
Should we wait for your little minion to come back?
Which little minion? Oh, yeah, my capo. I don't know. Mike never said if he came back or not.
I just said that he hasn't come back yet. He'll probably be back in a few hours. Can you hear me, Rocca?
Yeah, you said he'd be back in like an hour.
Few hours, yeah, in-game hours. So you're gonna wait for.
No, I'm gonna be a good Don and recognize that my capo knows what he's doing, and we're just gonna go.
Okay, so you guys are gonna go investigate the human camp. Moko, are you gonna go with them as well?
I was actually gonna go try to, inch my way towards that sort of cave I perceived underneath the waterfall.
Okay. So you want to go check that out. So here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Kane and Purity and Rock are going to go check out the human camp. I'm going to say because Kane's not here, but since he's also his base thing is a crab, so he can go underwater very easily, he's going to be with you. So I'm going to go do them first, and then we're going to get back to you and Kane as soon as he gets back.
I want to look over at the frog and go,
What?
I
thank
am
you.
back now, by the way.
Well,
Oh, you're back already, Kane?
Yeah.
Okay,
you
so
do
then we're gonna go
Purity
in
and
reverse.
Purity and Champ first, then I'm gonna go take a piss. So
Yeah, Purity and Rocky. Yep.
yeah, so
Okay.
I'm gonna take a piss. I'll be right back.
Okay. All right. You go do that. All right. So Purity and Rocco, so you guys travel out, and as you reach the eastern area where the hunter camp is supposed to be, you start noticing that there are trees that have been cut down. There's a lot of stumps and stuff in the area, like they've been cutting down a lot of the forest to sort of make a flat zone or something where they could see. And off in the distance, you see smoke, which looks like it's coming from fires.
What happened to the trees?
Don Raccoon Corleone, you are also here.
This is facts. The trees are gone. They're not with us no more. You gotta pay your respects. They're now houses for the humans.
Why would they cut down the trees for those? They can just
The
live in
s-
a cave.
I don't know. The same reason they eat marshmallows.
What is marshmallows and do they taste good?
Yes, they are delicious.
Then we will try to find those next. I will steal all their food for what they did to the trees.
Okay, so are you guys going to try and... it is getting close to dusk at this point because you guys have kind of had a full day almost. So you guys want to wait until nightfall before you go fuck around with the camp?
That might be a good idea.
Okay.
I mean, raccoons are nocturnal, but
This is true. It just so happened that you were traveling during the day because it was a necessity. All right, so you guys are going to wait until nightfall there. So after nightfall, as you see the campfires are still lit. They were starting to light them before when you came in or when you arrived in the area. It looks like they're all starting to gather around. And there's a few guards that are sort of scattered around the outskirts of the hunted camp. Most of them are just armed with simple single-shot muskets or bows or things of that nature. Mostly ranged weapons, maybe just with a short sword or something as a side weapon for close-range combat. And they're just sort of patrolling around. There's three guards that you can see anyway that are on that side of the camp. They're all sort of separated, but if one of them were to maybe have a bad time, the others would be in range to help.
Raccoon, you're smarter. How should we do this? Should we just eat them?
eat what? The humans?
Yes.
Nah, those are too big. And they got things that make really loud noises. Old Teddy, rest in peace.
Then
Now
how
we
were we
just take the-
supposed to get in there?
We just take the trash and go.
Is the jerky in the trash?
Yes.
Okay, then we'll just do that.
All right, Raka, I want you to roll actually, I want both of you to roll. Well, actually, Raka knows what trash is. Technically, you don't. So I'm going to have Raka roll a perception check to see if he can see where they store their garbage. And I'm also going to give you a +2 to that because you're a raccoon.
All right, well then that's
That's a 25. Okay. So yeah. So you notice that it appears there's sort of a wagon that's sitting on the far side of the camp, like out near the edge, mainly just so they don't have to smell it if it gets full. And they've loaded up most of the scraps and stuff from dinner, along with whatever they had left over at the camp that needed to go out in the garbage. So there is a smorgasbord of trash that is there for you and your lovely minion.
oh yes, fantastic. We're gonna descend on this big pile of gold.
Okay, Purity, are you also going to go with them?
Yeah, I'll follow him.
Okay, so you're going to follow them. So if you're going to get close, you're going to have to roll a stealth check. Raka, I will say, because the raccoons are all moving in a group, you only have to roll a stealth check, and that will extend to the other raccoons for the sake of, tediousness.
What is stealth consider?
Stealth is literally a stat that says stealth. If you don't have a plus to it, that means it's just a straight D20 roll. Ow.
Oof. Oof.
All right. Purity, roll your stealth check, and we'll see how this goes. All right, that's an 11. That's not great either. Okay, so what's going to happen is this. So, Raka, because you rolled in that one, you and the other raccoons, you all just sort of bump into a guard who happens to be taking out the garbage. He looks at all five, and he's like, ah, it's a bunch of raccoons. My. The little mischief makers of the world. Fortunately, we're not hunting any of you guys. He then looks up and sees the owlbear standing behind them. Oh my god! He then blows his signal horn. I will give you one chance to stop him from blowing that horn. Both of you, I will give you one chance.
Oh, I know exactly what I'm going to do. +5 would be...
That's a 14. Raka, are you going to try and stop him at all, or are you just going to...
Yeah.
Are you going to light him on fire?
No, all 5 of us are just gonna jump on him.
Okay.
I was gonna swap him with my claw, so...
All right, so here's what I'm going to do. You rolled a 14. I'm going to see what Raka rolls. Whoever rolls higher is going to get the first hit. So, Raka, I want you to roll for just... I think it's just going to be base attack for you. For a raccoon,
He's got 2 different ones. It's basically the same as like Griffin's claw and bite.
Okay, so what you're going to do is whichever one, it doesn't matter, roll whichever one, and that's going to extend again to the 5.
Oh, are we
other
doing strength or our attacks? My attack's +7.
You're doing it, well, it depends. Are you doing your attack or are you doing something else? Because if you're attacking him with your claws, then it's a +7.
The only thing I could think of is just whacking him with my claw. Unless, because humans can't hear us talking.
No, they only hear noises.
Then
They
yeah,
don't
just smack him. He
understand.
makes a sound, I'm gonna smack him with my claw because it's a loud sound.
Then that's going to be a claw attack, so that will be a +7 to hit. So that is not a 14, that is a 16. Which will hit. Now, Raka, you just need to roll yours, which is a 24. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. Raka, he looks down at the 5 raccoons as he's taking out his little trumpet to blow to warn everybody of the owlbear. You and the 5 other raccoons immediately swarm all over his body, and one of your raccoons specifically latches himself onto the man's arm and bites so that he drops the horn to alert the others. But he then begins screaming. Now, Purity, because you are also doing this at the same time, I'm going to say you take a swipe at him. So, Raka, you can roll for damage for whichever one of those, whether it's claw or bite, and the difference is that you're going to add an additional +5 onto the damage roll because of the additional raccoons.
Okay.
After you roll your damage, then we'll get to Purity.
Oh, if it hits, it just does 1 point of slashing damage. Raccoons are not really melee characters.
I thought that was something different.
Nah. It's just his claw. It's claw or bite. It's +5 to hit in either one. It just depends which one, and I would assume it would
Okay,
be
so
claw.
that means you're gonna do 5 damage to him in total. Well, sorry, that would be 6 damage to him in total because you're doing 1 for you, then an additional 1 for each of the raccoons. So that's 6 damage. So Purity, roll your damage against him because you're using your claw attack. So you can roll for damage for that.
So that's +7. What the fuck is with my rolls tonight?
Why did you re-roll that?
Oh, wait, am I supposed to use a different dice?
You need to use your damage roll.
Oh, which one is our damage thing?
It says right next to the attack.
Oh.
It says
Target
when
hit
it says hit 10. So it says hit 10 for your you're using your claw attack. So
Yeah.
no, your claw attack is hit 14.
Yeah, I was about to
hit
say,
10.
yeah.
So yeah, but it's 2d8 +5 slashing damage. So the number in parentheses there is the damage number when you're looking at it.
Okay. So 2d8s, okay.
2d8 +5. So that's 15. So Rocket did 6 and you did 15. They only have 20 health. So you immediately slash the hunter's throat with your claws very quickly so he can't scream as Rocket proceeds to tackle him from to the ground and muffle any remaining noises that may come out of him as he slowly bleeds to death. You may now take the trash.
I'm gonna throw him up on the cart and just take the cart. The raccoons can just strap it to me. I'll just carry it. I'll just drag it like a horse
Okay,
does.
Raka, I'm going to have you roll a dexterity check as a raccoon. There is rope nearby, so you can tie her to the wagon. And I'm
Also
gonna
benefits being a raccoon. Posable thumbs, bro.
Yep. And also the other thing, if you're having the other 5 assist you, that's going to be an additional +5, so that's actually going to be an 18. So all of the raccoons working together are able to strap Purity's owlbear to the wagon, and she is able to bring the wagon away. They don't really notice anything at first. They don't discover the body. Actually, I'm going to roll a d20 to see when they actually discover the body. All right, they don't discover the body until after you're gone. So you guys just sort of go off and are returning to camp with garbage. Now, Moko, are you back?
Hey
Yep.
guys, we brought
Okay.
food.
You haven't arrived there yet. I'm going to do some stuff with Moko and Kane now, and then when they're done with their shenanigans, then we'll go back to you arriving with the food.
Okay.
So, Moko and Kane. So, Moko, you wanted to investigate... actually, no, you were always here. Kane was the one I was thinking of. Kane, are you here?
Yep.
Okay. So, Kane, Moko wanted to investigate the underwater cavern that goes below the lagoon, and since you're based in water, I figured it would be probably good for you to accompany him.
Okay.
What is that? That is okay. That's
All right. Oh, we got another one?
$3 would be tier 1 or tier 2.
Well, 100 bits is $1, right?
Yeah.
So 300 bits would be $3. So call it a tier 2.
Okay. We have a tier 2 from Tony.
All right. So I'm gonna roll that real quick, and then we'll lump that creature in, and then we'll go back to Moko and Kane. I'm sorry for the delay.
Yeah, that was my fault. I didn't see it pop up until now.
All right. So that's a 6, and that's for tier 2, which that's gonna work its way out and. Two, 6. That is an intellect devour.
How?
So a little brain on legs walks out of the woods and just sort of like scratches itself and goes, I like this place. Hi, everybody. And his name
Hi,
is,
Dr. Nick.
God damn it, I hate you.
His name is Little Nick.
It's okay. Its name is Little Nick. So it's Little Nick the intellect devourer, so he is also on your team. So Moko and Kane, if you guys want to search deeper, so Moko, I don't think that mimics have the ability to breathe underwater, but I'm going to say that I'm pretty sure you can hold your breath for a very, very long time. So I'm going to say that based on that, you're going to be able to go through the tunnel okay. And also, your tongue's adhesiveness also works underwater. That doesn't have any effect on it because it's essentially magical anyway. So you can pull yourself along on the explore if you would like. I'm not going to make you do that for movement. I'm just
No,
explaining to you how it would move
the
through
way
the
it
water.
works is that the mimic adheres to anything that it touches.
Yes. At will. And it can release it at will.
Yes, and anything that like a huge or smaller creature adhere to the mimic is also grappled. So that's fun.
Yep.
So yeah, I can just like skip around on like ocean floor stone or whatever you want to call those.
Yep. Essentially, you can just pull yourself along the ocean floor of rocks, and since you can hold your breath a relatively long time, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. So essentially, you're able to work your way around that with Kane. So if you guys want to go explore deeper into the underwater tunnel, I will allow you to both roll perception checks to see what you find down there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see here. I do have 60 feet of dark vision.
Yes, that means you will be able to see no matter what. Kane, I think you have that as well as a crab.
Dark vision, huh?
I think you have
Oh.
60 feet dark vision.
Okay.
Let me just see here. Giant crab. Oh, you have blind sight for 30 feet, so you could literally monster with blind sight can pursue its friends. Okay, yeah. So you basically have 30 feet, but you can see anything. Like it's not even like dark light vision. You can see anything for 30 feet. So he has a little bit more distance, but you can see better.
So he's basically got sonar.
Yeah, kind of. All right. So you guys each roll. So Moko, you go if you want to search around there, you can roll perception as well. Oh, that's a good one. And I think, do you have an addition to perception? No.
No, that's what's
Yeah, okay.
no, that's Constitution. Yeah, no.
No, you just have
Just,
you have stealth.
so yeah, it's just a flat 18.
Yep, it's still a good roll. All right, so Moko, as Kane, you don't really notice this. You just kind of are like scurrying along next to the mimic that's kind of pulling itself along with its tongue. But Moko, as you get deeper into the cavern, you start noticing that it's going down into this kind of like brightly lit chamber with like luminescent funguses and stuff in it. You can see that it's kind of lit up in this beautiful like blue and purple lighting, and there's a lot of exotic fish that are down there.
Nice.
So it's kind of an interesting little thing. You also notice that it appears that it comes up into almost like an underwater air bubble. There's an area that appears to be above the water, but also inside the cave.
So like an air pocket. Okay.
Sort of, yeah.
Let me see here. Let me see. Let me. Hmm. So I assume we are in the air pocket now. Then
You're under the water right now. Do you wish to go into the air pocket?
I'd like to try that. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys come out of the water into the air pocket. There's kind of like a little area of land there, and you notice that there's a rather. Hang on, let's double check my notes here to make sure I'm remembering exactly what this is. So you go in there and you see what appears to be a little lizard that's sitting on the shoreline. It's not that big. It's about the size of like, a bearded dragon essentially, except that it's a bipedal little lizard. It kind of runs around really quick and it's got a couple of spikes that come out of its cheeks. Oh, you! Can you help me get out of here? I fell through a hole in the ceiling.
I hop over to it and offer it, quote unquote, a escape out. Meaning that I open my mouth and like let it to like see it's safe for passage.
Okay. The little lizard looks over at Kane the crab, or Krabby the crab. Says, is it safe to get in there? Kane, that is you.
I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily safe, but we won't know until we go in.
You have a point. Okay, screw it. I mean, the alternative is dying in a cave underwater with a lack of food and drinkable water.
Exactly.
Okay. And he's just gonna walk right in your mouth, Moko.
Oh no!
Are you actually going to try and eat him?
No, I'm just putting him inside me. So now he's basically like he's inside me like a mecha suit, I suppose.
Okay, so he is currently in your belly, and he's kind of shifting around with the various contents that are already in there. Although he's not really he's not interested in like touching or doing anything with it. However, he is talking from inside you. It's actually kind of cozy in here. You know, if you sort of like move the organs around a little bit, it's kind of homey. It's also very moist.
You know, you gotta moisturize.
I'm a lizard. That's not really our thing.
Okay, just real talk. That is definitely a thing they do. But okay. Anyways,
No, we just shed.
I was about to say, if it's all right, I'd like to try to continue venturing forth into this little cave.
You want to continue down the rabbit hole? Okay, you can continue down the rabbit hole. So you, Kane, are you gonna follow him?
Yes, I will.
Okay. So you guys
James is on for the ride.
kind of, yeah.
pretty much.
And he also obliterated somebody's nutsack and buried himself inside of his corpse. All right, so you guys continue further down the tunnel, and as you dip back under the water and go through it, you notice that it comes out to what looks like an opening at the end that the water is flowing out of. It's not an insane flow, but you do see daylight. Are you going to continue on to see what is at the end of the tunnel?
I want to, yeah.
All right. As you come to the end of the tunnel, you notice that it comes out into like this little sort of nature valley area. The water is actually flowing down into what was the old elven forest. But the thing is that as you're going further, you notice that you see kind of a purplish environment that's happening in the distance, and that's the corruption that you've been fleeing. That is it's not too close to where you are because you've traveled a good ways away from it at this point, away from where you were at this point, but you're starting to get closer to basically where you were running away from. Are we there yet? It smells in here.
I'm gonna open my mouth to let the lizard out to like see if he can like scurry and maybe figure out what this quote unquote blight might be.
Well, you know what it is. You fled it before.
Yes, but does he know what it is?
Okay, you can spit out the lizard and see if he knows what it is. So you spit out the lizard, and the lizard kind of looks around for a second. I'm going to roll an intelligence roll for him to see if he realizes what the hell that is. He's a dumbass lizard, so he takes a -4. That's a 10. That's average. So he kind of looks at it and says, "Oh, that's the stuff that turns people into bloodthirsty killing machines. Or that's the stuff that turns other creatures into bloodthirsty killing machines. I don't think we want to be anywhere near that." Oh, do you guys want to see something cool?
I would like to see something cool, yes.
Sweet. The lizard goes over and he sort of he's looking at this little sort of goldfish that's swimming, or a fish that's swimming in the lake. And he's just he looks at it, and I'm going to roll for this. Hang on a second. And let's see here. Okay. So I'm going to roll for this. Dex check for him. All right, it's decent enough. That's also a +2. So I mean, he's also aiming towards an area that's going to conduct it. So the lizard shoots an electrical lightning bolt out of its face, and electrocutes the water. The water then boils a little bit, and you see a couple of fish float to the top. He then looks at it and says, "Yay, lunch! Anybody hungry?"
Indeed.
What? I'm a shock lizard. That's what we do. Also, my name is Zippy.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
You never heard of a lizard named Zippy? Screw you.
I
You're
mean,
not even here. I don't even know who that is. Why am I hearing voices? Shit's
I
happening.
mean, I was about to say, I am definitely going to keep Sippy with me forever now.
Yay, I have a home. Can I go back?
Mm-hmm.
Yay! He hops in your mouth. He is now your friend forever.
Nice.
Or at least until he gets squashed by something. Or you decide to digest him. Although I wouldn't advise that, considering that electrical charge he does 8d4 damage.
I mean, I can take that, but yeah, I'm not gonna...
But can you take it consistently is my
It's one of
question.
those, do you want to?
Yeah,
Yeah.
also that has a chance of stunning as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he is now your best buddy forever. So Kane, you have now recruited. The lizard also likes you as well. He shakes your little claw before he goes back inside his new home. So are you guys going to travel back up the river to the Grove and return? Because Purity and Raka are just getting back there with the food.
I mean, I want Sippy to meet his new friends, so I'm saying we're going back, but it's up to Rocket, really.
You mean Kane?
Yes. Whomever the hell. Yes.
Kane, is there anything else you want to do down here, or do you want to head back?
I think I'll head back.
Okay. All right, so you and Moko are going to head back to camp as Purity and Raka show back up with the wagon full of garbage. So, Kane and Moko, you guys are just there, and you see Raka, you see Purity's owlbear pulling a carriage out of the woods, and on the back of the carriage is the raccoons that are very feverishly sifting through the garbage for edible bits, while Raka stands triumphant on the top with his hands on his hips. And Raka, you can decide how you want to address the group.
Greetings, fellow woodland creatures. We come bearing gifts on this holiday.
Everybody else kind of looks at you like cocking their head, what's a holiday? But at the same time, they've noticed that you seem to say a lot of things that they don't understand.
Oh, hold on.
We have another one?
Another tier 2 and one cat for tier 1.
Somebody specifically wanted a cat?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm going to roll for the tier 2. And then we'll integrate the cat, and then we'll do our last little scene, and then I think we'll end the session with the dinner scene. So I'm gonna roll. Oh, I need a D10, not a D20. All right, so D10. That's another 6. So that's actually a creature that we've already gotten. That's another intellect devour. Now, for the person who asked for that in the chat, do you want another intellect devour, or do you want a different animal? Because I can roll again.
It's up to you. Who was the last person that put one? Tony. Tony.
All right. I'll keep going with them unless he gets back to you now.
It should take a minute, a couple seconds because of the delay. So go ahead and keep going.
I'm just gonna roll another D10 for another number if he wants it. Okay, so that's a 4. So if you don't want the intellect devour, you can take whatever the 4 is going to be. All right, so you guys have come back to camp. Now, again, you've also noticed that there is an intellect devourer there that wasn't there before, but he seems relatively friendly. So now you guys have all of your garbage, and Moko, are you going to regurgitate your friend to say hi?
No, he's not inside me. He's riding on top of me. So yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, so
He's
he's
always
sitting on
outside.
top of you. Hi there, my name's Zippy. I'm a shock lizard.
Hey, I'm Owlette. I'm an owl bear. But I'm friendly, don't worry.
Oh, thank God. I don't want to die today. I've already had that happen twice. Well, almost happened.
I was about to say, how many times can a shock lizard die?
I mean, we're natural defibrillators. I don't know what that is, by the way.
I was about to ask what that was.
I don't know.
Oh, they want more raccoons.
How many more?
So
So that 2 more just
100
regular
bits. So I'm
normal
gonna say 100 bits each. So for raccoons, so 2
Okay,
raccoons.
so 2
At this point,
raccoons.
officially
2
raccoons are
raccoons and
100
2
bits.
more raccoons and a cat. So Raka, at a point when you were going through the woods because of the smell of garbage, 2 more raccoons have joined your posse. And also, your 6th raccoon has returned with garbage. I will roll a d20 to see what your raccoon that thinks he's a beaver actually brings you. That's 15. Okay, so he brings you some good garbage. It's not the best you've ever had, but it's definitely good.
I was kind of hoping you'd bring him a log and say that that's the food.
If he rolled a 1, I would have. So Bucky returns with some more garbage for you to eat. And you've also picked up 2 new raccoons. At the same time, because of the smell of garbage and mostly because of the smell of the dead fish that the bear and other animals have been eating, there's also a cat that shows up, and we're gonna see what the cat's name is going to be because the cat's kind of stupid. So let's see.
Call
here.
it Bigsby.
No.
I'm gonna call it a Claudia.
Let's see.
There was that old cartoon in the 90s. It was like a penguin and a cat. All I remember about it was the guy who played Chucky's dad in Rugrats voiced the penguin.
Oh dear God.
I don't honestly know that one.
I was about to say Felix the cat, but that's a completely
They
different
have
thing.
such things called spider cats? What the fuck?
Yeah, those exist. You know what? Just because I see it on my list of names, the cat's name is Fonzie because he's a cool
Yes.
cat. He also has the leather jacket and the hair.
Oh, I was gonna say, I think I found a perfect picture for him, and I'm gonna DM it to you, Mike.
Okay, just for the sake of it. So we're gonna call him Fonzie. So Fonzie shows up in addition. So right now in the Grove, you have your own characters plus 8 raccoons for Raka, plus a cat, a griffin, a giant scorpion, an intellect devourer, and Tony, did you ever get back? Did you want another intellect devourer? Or did you want a different one?
They
think
wanted
he's doing-
raccoons.
They want. Okay, that was the one that wanted raccoons.
Yeah.
Okay, so then all right. So the intellect devourer and the shock lizard that you found, and also Gobbler the giant toad. So together, you guys can feast down on the garbage and have a nice little evening. Your first big evening at the Grove.
Can I just try a fun little secret thing?
Sure.
With all the food, just one of the food items, I want to add one of my potions to it.
Okay. Do you want to do this discreetly, or do you want to do this
just
discreetly?
discreetly?
Okay, so that means you're
I
going
swear to God, if
have
you try to
roll-
poison us, I'm going to bat you
You're-
with my claw.
I figured that's what you were doing, Moko. So what I'm going to have you do is I'm going to have you roll a stealth check, which I think you have an addition to as a mimic.
Yeah, +5.
Yeah, so roll me a stealth check.
That's still
God,
D20, right?
Yeah, it's a D20 plus your stealth, so that's 5. Because you get a +5 to the roll, so it's a D20 plus 5. It's basically what your strength is. Because again, you're kind of you're basically. Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna roll. I want all the other players to roll, and I'm going to roll in general for the other characters to see if they notice this. You have to beat a 22. Okay, so every other character does not notice this. Every NPC character. Kane, Raka, and Purity. All you guys have to roll perception.
God damn it.
Nope.
Fuck.
And nope. So nobody beat it. So nobody beat a 22, unfortunately. Okay, so Moko, I know exactly what it is that you did. So here's what I'm gonna do: is I'm gonna roll a d20. If it rolls an 18, a 19, or a 20, it goes to one of the players. If it doesn't, it goes to one of the NPCs, and we get to watch the results. It's a 10. It is going to go to one of the NPCs.
Thank God.
So I will roll for what NPC that is. The higher the roll, the more powerful the NPC. Okay, that's a 5. So what I'm going to say is this is this is going to be Raka's raccoon Bucky is going to unfortunately get this. So as Bucky is mowing down on his garbage, little does he know that Moko had added a little bit of one of his special potions to the mix. And after a second, Bucky then proceeds to begin projectile vomiting everywhere. He has no idea what's going on, and I'm gonna roll to see how in control he is, to see how many people we're talking like serious projectile vomit. That's a 15. All right, so he's in moderate control of it, but he does blast a few of the other raccoons in the face. And it's pretty gross. But after he finishes his vomiting cycle, he appears to be relatively okay. Nobody knows what happened because nobody rolled a perception roll high enough to perceive what Moko did. To tell you specifically what he did is he had a bottle of Ipecac. He added the Ipecac
You're
to
an
the
ass.
food, to one piece of the food that was going to be eaten, and it just unfortunately happened to be eaten by Bucky, the raccoon that thinks he's a beaver.
Isn't
You're an ass.
Ipecac that shit you give to little kids who ate something they shouldn't have?
Yeah, it
Yep.
makes you vomit. Which is what happened, is Bucky ate the Ipecac laced food and then proceeded to vomit everywhere. So other than those shenanigans, do any of you guys want to do anything else at the meal?
Should we all just smack the fucking...
You don't know that he
Mimic.
did anything.
I mean, I do have more potions.
You do have more potions, yes, but we also are going to have multiple sessions of this, so you might want to save some of those.
You know, technically you could have came with us and stole from the humans, but you didn't.
Well, to be fair, also also by the way,
But
as
I mean,
soon as the
did
human
get a cyber lizard, so you know.
actually, yeah, no, you got a little buddy that you can now store inside of you and use to shock and kill people. So that's very. I didn't expect you to make.
Yeah,
friends
so
with him.
I could technically
Keep him
lay a
inside
trap if we're in a town. I could literally break into something, and then do mimic shit, and then if somebody tries to open it, then just get them shocked.
It is possible. But I think with the closing of that evening, I think that's where we can probably put a pin in it for this time, and then we can pick up again here next Friday.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Because I know it's getting late for some people. Kane, I know you're going to have to go to work relatively soon.
Gotta love it.
Yep. Okay. So, but first session under your belts, and you now have a place with a bunch of random animals that have been both donated by the chat and found on your own. So you are starting to build your own little animal family.
Yay!
Cue the Sopranos credits music, whatever that song was.
Oh God. Okay. The other thing, Kane and Rocco, while I have both of you guys here, do both of you guys want to do a session tomorrow?
I'm down.
Yeah, I'll be here. I'm down.
Okay. Because I think Chan will be available tomorrow as well. I know Velnos isn't going to be able to, but you guys amongst yourselves can pick what you want to do for tomorrow's session.
All right, guys, everybody on stream, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the Patreon supporter stream. Or no, wait, tomorrow's Saturday. We'll see you guys for the normal stream. Bye, guys.
Bye.